They both went to Zoya, who was laying down on the bed wearing a hospital patient gown, her head bandaged and her body injured. Jungkook's heart ached seeing his daughter like this. He couldn't go to her because he was too broken. But Juan went to Zoya and Zoya started murmuring her mom's name as she regained consciousness. I'm here, Zoya. Mom opened her eyes, saw her mom with bright tear stains on her cheeks and messy hair. Mom, did you cry? No, dear. She lied, avoiding hurting Zoya. How are you feeling now? She asked, checking the injuries. It hurts too much, Mom. What happened to me? Why am I here? She asked, confused, checking herself and became even more confused about how she got so badly injured. You were playing when your car hit from behind and causing an accident. And that's how you got these injuries. Oh, I don't remember that incident, Mom. I went playing. Sorry, Mom, for scaring you. You must have cried for me. Weak tone. It's okay, Zoya. You are safe now. And that's all that matters to me. Thanks for saving me, Mom. No, Zoya. I'm not the one who saved you. It was your dad who saved you. He donated his blood and helped to stabilize your condition from critical to normal. I might have taken you to the hospital, but I couldn't give you what you needed. But your dad did. She was holding back her tears, not wanting to show them to Zoya, as she revealed the truth without hiding it. Zoya's eyes widened in surprise when she finally heard that her dad had come for her. And she was even more surprised by the way her mom was talking about her dad for the first time openly. Dad? Is he really come for me? I want to see him, Mom. Where is he? She asked in disbelief, surprise. But when her eyes got Jungkook standing in the doorway with teary eyes, looking at her without coming closer, her face lit up with joy despite her weakness, and her eyes welled up with happy tears. Dad? She called out to him so happily, but he was shocked, wondering how could she recognize him as her dad, even though she was seeing him for the first time. The word dad from her mouth made his heart flutter, and he felt a surge of fatherly emotions. His tears dropped from his eyes as he stood there. Wan looked over her shoulder at Jungkook's smile and gestured for him to come to Zoya. As he got emotional finally seeing his daughter recognize him and call him dad, Zoya spread her arms wide with teary eyes. Jungkook, wiping his tears with the back of his hand, walked towards her, hugged her tightly, crying. Zoya wrapped her tiny hands around her dad, holding him in a tight hug as they both cried tears of joy. That was the moment when Ryan's face turned pale as he stepped back from them, realizing more than ever how much Jungkook must have suffered by staying away from his daughter all these years. She felt a deep sadness as she witnessed Jungkook's emotional breakdown, seeing him cry like this for his daughter in front of her. I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you all these years, Zoya. I miss you so much. I didn't think you could ever call me dad and hug me too. Zoya, breaking the hug, looked up at him with her big doe-like eyes. After all, I'm your daughter, Dad. Of course I'll call you Dad and hug you. I love you, Princess. I love you too, Dad. As Jungkook and Zoya continued to talk and embrace, lost in their own little world, Vine quietly left from there with guiltiness. Vine was sitting alone crying when her dad saw her and went to sit beside her. Now that everything is okay and you both reunited, your daughter is safe, why are you crying alone? Go and join them, be happy together. I couldn't show my face to them, Dad, both of them. Why? You didn't make any mistake that you would feel like this way? But I did make a mistake then. I made mistakes that affected both of them. I realized it recently, and seeing them together, father and daughter, makes me feel even guiltier. It's okay, Vaughn. Think of it as fate and forget it. Be happy with the family you have now, which you never had before, but is now in your hands. She didn't say okay, but nodded slightly, and he continued patting her back, consoling her. Zoya, how did you recognize me when you saw me? You called me Dad without any hesitation. Why wouldn't I recognize you, Dad? I saw you and Mom's wedding photos on Mom's phone. And Mom said I could meet my dad and that she would send me to visit you every week with my grandma. She told me this 2 days ago, but I got into an accident, Dad. What? He said in disbelief, but Ryan's mom spoke up, making Jungkook look at her. After coming back from the party, she said she feels guilty. She couldn't have stopped you from meeting Zoya. You are her father. She told me to take Zoya to meet you once a week from now on. She didn't say you deserve this just because you saved wine at the party, but because she felt guilty when she realized that you are also a father to Zoya. She understood your emotions and felt them too. I thought Zoya would be angry and hate me just like wine hates me. No, Dad, Mom never told me to be angry with you or hate you. Actually, I have overheard her talking to me many times when she thought I was sleeping, apologizing. That's why I never asked Mom about you. Not even once. I never said I wanted to meet my dad, even though I wanted. Because I knew it would be hurt Mom. She was living alone, leaving everything behind and raising me on her own. But I swear, I miss you so much, Dad. And I am so happy now. She chuckled at him, but he was getting more and more emotional as he realized how mature Zoya was for her age. And he couldn't believe Wine had wanted them to meet her dad. Before the accident, I'll go and talk to Mom. Auntie, please stay with Zoya. They nodded happy, and he ran off to see Wine. Jungkook saw Wine sitting alone, her head low in sadness, his face low as he approached her, sitting down beside her. She felt a presence and saw Jungkook's hand wrapped on her shoulder. She turned to him and they locked eyes, both seeing the pain in each other's gaze, but neither then spoke, holding back their emotions. Why did you leave from there? I felt guilty for not letting Zoya meet you. There is nothing for you to feel guilty about. One, I made a huge mistake, one that's hard to forgive. You saw me at my worst, selfish. So how could your mother want her child to meet your father like me? But Jungkook, I never thought you would be still waiting for me after 10 years. I thought you would move on and get married again. But if I had known, you would wait. I would have let you be a co-parent to her. How could I get married again when you are still in my heart? My heart only beats for both of you. Tears escaped from her eyes. I'm sorry, I should have gotten it together before and let you go parent Zoya at least. He nodded his head, sniffing, and pulled her closer, letting her head press against his chest as he suppressed his pain. Don't apologize. I'm also sorry for everything. We didn't know how it would all turn out. I had to marry for the senior position, and you had to marry me because your parents. She looked at him, holding his hand, her voice broken with sorrow. It's all our parents' mistake. Jungkook, you and I are the ones who suffered the consequences. Your parents knew you were a jerk, but they still wanted you to get married. And my parents knew this, and they made me marry you without caring for me. So after the marriage, how could you suddenly become a lovely, gentlemanly husband to me when it was a forced marriage for you? But because of them, I gained a queen in my life. You. Now I can't waste any more time. I want you one. Let's start our new life with our Zoya princess. Happy. Let's cover lost tenderness with the rest of our lives. Filled with love. Let's get married again. Not like the forced marriage before, but this time with our souls, with love. Yes, let's get married. She nodded her head, rested it on his shoulder, and he began caressing her hair. He rested his head on hers, closing his eyes, feeling her home after all these years again. Wai came home after her office and was surprised to already see Jungkook there. Hey, you are home? He went to her and hugged her, and she hugged him back. Jungkook, you were supposed to come at 6 p.m. How did you come before I got home? Actually, I brought a gift for you, but if I come at 6 p.m., Zoya would be home from school and sees us, so I came early today to give it to you before she gets home. You can give it to me in front of her, right? Don't worry, how can I give it to you in front of her? This is something special. I'm getting curious. Come on, give it to me. Close your eyes, I'll give it to you. I can't, just give it to me. Do as I say. Okay. She closed her eyes, waiting to receive a gift. But when she felt his lips on hers, she flinched, and he broke the kiss. This is what I wanted to give it to you since morning. But since I was busy, I couldn't. Now, I finally give it to you. How was it? She was blushing, trying to hit him dramatically, but he held her hands, pulled her closer, making her silent, her heart racing. Don't be mad, Dad. Close your eyes. No, you trust me, right? Then, without hesitation, she closed her eyes. She felt something heated on her neck, and his fingers brushing her skin. Suddenly, he whispered in her ear, Now you can open your eyes wide. She obeyed him and opened her eyes, but when she saw the chain on her neck with the love symbol on it, her face brightened up. I would be even happier if you kissed me on the lips too. Is that so? Please. He said, his eyes pleading for a kiss. She nodded and brought her face closer to his. But just as their lips were about to touch, she pushed him back, making him fall onto the sofa. She had heard Zoya's voice. Mom, I'm home. Jungkook quickly took off his phone, pretending to be scrolled through it, while Warren started cleaning the table. Stepped into the living room. I'm home, Mom. Wow, Dad, you came early today? She ran to him, jumped on him, hugged him tightly. He patted her back, looking at his wife with a warm smile. I had to come early to give something to you, Mom. What was that, Dad? That's nothing, Zoya. Go change your dress. No, Mom, I'll go later, she said playfully. Vine rolled her eyes and Jungkook ruffled Zoya's hair, speaking in a playful tone. How was your day? It was amazing, Dad. I can't describe how much fun it was, she said, flicking her hair and blinking at her dad, getting up from his lap. Vaughn and Jungkook exchanged glances, furrowing their brows in confusion, looking back at Zoya with a questioning mark on their faces. Is it? What happened that made you this happy? Would it be okay if you shared it both of us? Of course I'll tell you, but you might not able to handle it after knowing, she said, a slight grin spreading across her face. We can handle anything, since it came from you. Share it with us, princess. Zoya started blushing, which only made her parents more curious and tense. She began playing with her fingers before suddenly burst a warm lash. Well, Dad, I got a boyfriend today. What? Boyfriend? He clutched his heart, having a mini heart attack. His eyes wide like eggs, staring at his touch in disbelief. Ryan saw his reaction and looked at Zoya. Zoya, what's going on with you? Yes, he's so handsome, just like Dad. She was playing with her fingers, but when she looked at the reaction, she furrowed her eyebrows at her dad. He was just still staring at his daughter from head to toe, tuning in front of them, yet talking about a boyfriend at this age. What's wrong with the silence? Don't you both look happy like me? How old are you to even have a boyfriend at this age, Zoya? Look at your dad, he's still in shock. Princess, how could you do such a thing? I trust you so much, he said in disbelief. Then Zoya burst into laughter, confusing them even more. I just like to see how you both would react if I got a boyfriend. Seriously, Zoya, you are becoming more mischievous, huh? Wait, let me teach you a lesson. He got up to catch her, but she started crying while they came to her room.